Jake kind of started. If you guys want to start diving into some of these matchups that we're going to see, analyze it a little bit further, starting with Tweedy and Gross. We already saw some mind games being played yesterday between those two, that they had to play each other in the old v new 5v5, and Gross didn't want to show him a single thing.
100% Sam.
Picked Sub-Zero, threw a couple 50-50s, and said, I will see you tomorrow, kid.
Exactly. I mean, that's the plan, right? I mean, of course, today's tournament for $30,000 nearly. 5v5, not really anywhere near that much. So obviously, save the stuff for nationals. You know what I mean? That's what it basically is coming down to here. And of course, Gross and Tweedy, I really think that Gross is going to have the edge here. Tweedy obviously is very prepared, but I think that at this point, we're talking about the top tiers and who the players are going to. I think Gross is most prepared for all the stuff he could potentially run into. Like, he knows how to punish everything from Aaron Black. He knows how to punish things from Geras. He's just prepared for those matchups. I think if you really want to throw him off, you got to pick something wild.
Also, I think a big thing here, too, is I feel like Gross doesn't... He hasn't really got a tendency, so he can get quite salty at times. You know, he's a very competitive guy, very hot-headed,
passionate,
and exactly. So after a loss, he can have a tendency to be like, oh man, you know, I can't believe he's angry at himself a lot of the time, right? So I made the mistakes, I played like trash, but he'll very rarely do that in the middle of the game, right? And I feel like he has some serious top-level names under his belt, even at this event, you know, this weekend. Tweedy, we saw, had a rougher path, you know, and as confident as, you know, Tweedy is, he did, you know, lose the mirror to Sonic Fox. He definitely kind of had that, I suppose, that moment of weakness, because obviously Tweedy went in with this saying, I'm the best Geras player there is, and then he loses the Geras mirror.
Yeah, but he started so strong in that match too, right?
He
was basically up around in the second round. He was down to the pixel for Sonic, and Sonic just got him with the fatal blow. I was like, oh, wait a second, it's not over.
But
I feel like the momentum just kind of ran for Sonic Fox.
But I feel like Gross is, honestly, you know, through proven of the years, better at kind of stopping the momentum from slipping away like that. You know, when you have those kind of like last-minute scrambles, that happens all the time. You know, we're already seeing, but there's a fatal blow, and it's like, are they going to do it raw? Or are they going to try and, you know, gel a string into it? Are they going to try and whiff punish? When you lose that kind of scramble, and obviously what happened to Tweedy, it kind of slips away from you.
Exactly.
I feel like Gross is better at stopping that from happening.
Smeej, I believe, was doomed to a pretty unfortunate fate with his bracket. How the match he's up now where he has to fight Scar round 1. If he didn't have to fight Scar, he would have had to fight Sonic Fox. That's the way the bracket gods developed, and that's a pick your poison right there.
It really is.
But
and
for me, carry on.
I was going to say, Fox is getting... one of the, he said, 3 people that he feels could beat him here in round number 1 of the upper bracket. And it's going to be Hayate. And that's going to be, believe, our second match on stream. What I believe to be is our second match on stream.
It's second on the bracket list.
Following Gross versus Tweedy. Looks like they're getting set up because I see Geras and Cassie on the screen. And we've got... What are these Cassie glasses, by the way? What is it, Star Trek? Anyways,
that is literally Star Trek.
This is literally Star Trek.
You guys might see it later on.
But yeah,
that's
so
awesome.
Hayate versus Sonic Fox, that could be upset alert, like just a flag on the field. Like I'm throwing it right now, and that could be a game changer because we know how great Hayate is of a player, and we know that Sonic Fox, you know, he says Scar, Gross, or Hayate, he feels most confident could beat him here at this tournament if anyone could, and we've already seen what
it's time.
What one of those players has done to him. But we're gonna get into Tweedy versus Gross right now, and what's the chat gonna unlock? The alternate poses where Tweedy is actually saying bring it right now.
All right, we're keeping it standard here. Throughout the course of the day, to remind you folks at home, you can unlock.
They look way less
different versus. There's a lot more stress.
I think there's IRL a lot more, than in those pictures.
I feel like there's a lot more stress today. There was a lot of smiles. There was a lot of like, hey, it's great to be here. But today being the serious day that it is, I think this is going to be a little bit foreshadowing. We'll see this from a lot of players. But personally, I think I favour Gross in this matchup. Tweedy is not as seasoned in this kind of environment. He's great, and he doesn't fear players, granted, but Gross is like the ultimate of that. I almost feel like they have a very similar mentality to each other.
But what I think is the big thing here, right, you know, talking about how it's so much stressful, is they've spent the last 2 days playing a Swiss group stage. You know that no matter how poorly you perform in the group, you know you're making it through to Sunday, right? Today, the gloves are off. You know, this is a standard. I mean, these guys are obviously in winners, so they have the winners bracket. But obviously, that's it. You know, your room for error is so... It's just massively reduced in comparison to the rest of the days they've been playing.
And here we go. Tweedy versus Gross, round 1 of the Summit of Time. There is going to be a champion declared today, and action is underway. Already taking the throw. The reactions already on deck for Tweedy. Stopping the approaches. That's some old school stuff right there. Reacting to movement with the down 1 check, and already having the breakaway as he does not want to eat that huge Cassie damage. And here's Gross on the offense.
Yeah, look at him spacing out, looking for that back two. And now, of course, got to wait out. Geras' turn.
Yeah,
1-1-1.
Get
Got him.
strong, mate. One of the most savage crushing blows in the game. If only the third one connects raw, as in you get strong in the 50-50, crushing blow for 35% damage. What's going on there? Crazy stuff. Forward 2-1-2, but puts himself minus and gets hit by the forward 4. That forward 4 with Cassie is a magic button. It is one of the best mids.
That's
in
a
the game.
9-frame mid that is almost like semi-advancing, and we get a reactionary fatal blow. Bring her back!
How do we feel about that, though?
I feel like that's a huge...
Very early.
I feel like that's a message to send, right? Tweedy knows he's got a best of 5 and just going for a raw fatal blow. That wasn't even on reaction. That was a straight-up prediction of you're going to do a mid, you're going to do your advancing high, or whatever you're going to do is going to get sucked into this. But if Tweedy can't afford to lose this round after that...
Oh,
Definitely
no.
not, but he does lose the round. And I think he's trying to make a statement, maybe get into Gross' skin a bit, throw him off.
Yeah, for sure.
Get him a little hot-headed, as you're talking about earlier.
The problem is he's lost Fatal Blow and he lost the 50-50 Crushing Blow, so Geras' mix-up's considerably less scary now.
It means he now only really has Crushing Blow counter hits left, and Gross isn't going to stick out those wild buttons. So
Never say never.
the chance of Tweedy landing those, I think it's drastically gone down, and the 50-50 is the most obvious, right? You're more likely to get that against a patient player because it's a guess.
And we've actually seen the differences in some of the Geras players that are here. Tweedy very heavy on the down 4s, and it looks like Gross is all over it, making some great reads and or reactions by simply jumping into Tweedy right now. And Tweedy has not stopped.
Jesus.
Gross moving forward, which is opposite of what we've seen, where Gross likes to make people come
nice
to him,
again.
and he's on the offense right now.
Oh,
immediately just picking up on the down 4 and the jump kick at the perfect range. Gross is just absolute commanding lead.
Don't go anywhere. I can jump in whenever I want.
Oh,
Thank
my
you for
goodness.
game 1.
I gotta say, I think that threw Tweedy off. I think Tweedy was expecting to have to play offense, and Gross came out with a completely different game plan than what we've seen him not only implement, but talk about. And now he likes to make people come to him because Cassie can't play that way. That was an offensive wizardry right there by Gross.
We saw Foxy fall to Forever King yesterday in this exact same matchup, and Gross specifically said, I feel like Foxy didn't play the matchup properly, which suggests there's some hidden stuff. It doesn't confirm into the crushing blow there. Very interesting.
And that time, Gross actually got a jump in when he thought that, Tweedy got the stop of the jump when he saw the forward 2 coming, the back 2 coming.
Maybe. Oh, and again, Gross. I mean, that is a straight-up 50-50. Gross is just confident he's going to get the blocks.
Tweedy puts himself minus into down 1. Geras with a 6-frame down 1, one of the fastest down 1s in the game, but even if Geras puts himself minus, it's so fast and it gives him such a strong turn. Speaking of getting a turn, here comes the grab into Oki, boys.
Oh, he just goes for just a 1 button by itself. Gross, he's just being so patient, making sure not to press anything. Last thing you want to do is get counter hit against Geras, especially at this life. It's almost going to kill you by itself. Oh, another punish. Tweedy is playing very risky right now. That's
the hard one. That's the hard optimal right there with what I believe is standing for.
Yeah,
out
Gross
of
is feeling good.
Oh, the read on the interactable, just like that. I feel like so many players will get caught out by that quarter interactable, right? It is a grab, and it's a bit more inconspicuous, kind of blends into the background. And this early on, a lot of players are getting caught out, but not Gross. And more than ready.
That leaves you standing in the corner, and you're going to be eating something because I think it's like plus 39 on hit. Is that quarter interactable?
Jeez.
And Gross jumping on wake up that time.
Cassie definitely has one of the stronger grab games because the forward 4 is so fast and it's a mid and it's so plus on hit. Grab and forward
right
4
there.
is a true mix-up in a lot of these point-blank scenarios. Speaking of which, confirms it, but no full combo, just going to get the knockdown into knockdown. 6-frame wake up 2 for
6
Geras.
frames, good game.
That's got to be the best.
Back in the
That's
day.
got to be the best wake up 2 in the game.
Number one up 2 in the game by
Into
far.
34% because Tweedy kept the scaling minimal. Straight to standing 4, extend, standing 4, ender. Perfect damage. Tweedy. That was very, very risky. And Gross is going to make him pay to the max. That's a 2-0 lead for Gross now on the back of a huge misplay by Tweedy.
I think these plays aren't going to work against Gross. He is too patient and he's too calculated. I mean, if I were to describe Gross's playstyle, it is methodical and calculated. And this kind of Geras stuff, it's not going to catch him out, least of all in this tournament setting.
This has just been incredible play by Gross. I think this is textbook MK11 that you guys are witnessing. And speaking of textbook MK11, a down 2 crushing blow.
And the breakaway ready to go. You know, if you don't break away that down 2 from this variation of Geras, this is going to be almost half your life. On Gross confirming into the string, and this is that corner position again. This is where Tweedy just got completely
There's
mauled.
the anti-air. Yeah, there's been so many jumps in the set, but no anti-air. So finally, we see one for Tweedy. Another crushing blow into effect here, and now he's got a huge lead.
Yeah, for how long though, Gross? He does have Fatal Blow available, but Tweedy on the offense, chip damage, and there's the trade on the down 1. Tweedy is going to be happy with that, finally able to get something back. As this kind of steamroll we've been seeing, Tweedy finally able to fight back.
And we actually talked about yesterday how most characters in this situation, when they come off 2 crushing blows, you're like, man, I don't got much left in the tank. Geras he still has up to 3/4 of that tank fully loaded right now. He's got about 7 other crushing blows available.
This is one of the first times we actually saw Gross get whiff punished. He's been playing so hard and really making Tweedy have to do all the work, and then Gross is simply playing around those options that he knows he has to take.
Perfect media that time.
Yeah, he tried to go for the side switch, but again, Cassie has some really tricky optimals, I think, in terms of like positioning or max damage. Oh, there it is!
That was sexy.
Well, didn't go for the bar, though. I think Gross just wanted to... Maybe thought it was too close to the corner to get the gunshot extend. I know Cassie can be a bit awkward in the corner for combos. There's a nice hit from Tweedy. Launched again. Damage.
Really good confirmation. Last time that he got a 4-2-1 anti-air, he actually did not confirm it into anything. And I'm glad to see him already turn things around just mid-match here.
Oof.
Oh, Gross with a huge air-to-air, breaking away before taking a bulk of that damage. No defensive bar, only one offensive bar to jump it. That was a lot of damage for just a jump kick.
Tweedy wants to close it out here. He's got Fatal Blow available. Might be able to land it. Doesn't get. He gets a quick send instead.
Judo chop, the very first one. Is that the very first one of the match? Are you kidding me right now?
Game 3. We're surviving.
No way. No way. My word. It's going to be match point for DR Gross. Now, the saving grace for Tweedy is he's still got a bunch of those crushing blows left.
But the thing is, we've only seen, I don't think we've ever seen Gross get hit by a counter hit crushing blow so far. He just straight up is not pressing the buttons to let it happen. You know, he knows when it's not his turn and he's not trying to force it.
Biggest mistake you can make against the Geras, isn't it? Is to try and force the issue, and then you've lost half your life.
Also, if you think about
Speaking
it...
of which! Oh, no, he keeps it, he keeps it. I think he's trying to save.
What I was talking about is that it actually would work if Tweedy made the read on the approach of Gross to just do the close trap. Because he's down 4ing it, that gets the counter hit, and the trap does not, which has worked a few times.
Sure.
Looking good this game from Gross, but he gets the air-to-air.
Wake up jump kick. Yeah, that's some big brain stuff from Gross. Gross making a good read, knowing he's probably going to try and down.
Do we believe in the comeback?
I do. Here we go.
Oh! Never mind.
My reads have been off. Damn it.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past Gross, honestly.
No, exactly.
She's going to touch his bald head.
Yeah, the corner.
Oh, no, we're not going to see it.
That's actually one of the better ones posted for Geras too, where he's just blessed at the end, just hanging there in all his majesty. That is Geras and MK11. Tweedy getting on the board though. This is not a clean sweep. We saw a lot of them in group stages. I
there we
expect
go.
A lot of close games
Counter
today.
hit.
Oh, there's that big one.
Ah, it's so good. And he gets pressure too. Like, this is the big thing about Geras, is that he gets so many guaranteed turns on knockdown, which normally characters can have to fight for that, or they have to spend resources. Most hits that Geras lands will grant him something. Speaking of which, there it is. Guess wrong. Crushing blow. Here we go.
It's all starting to click now for Tweedy.
Yeah.
Tweedy is a shark in the water, and a drop of blood just drops somewhere 10 miles away. He's on the hunt.
Oh, that whiff. Risky whiff.
He's getting a little wild right now.
He's got the chance for a comeback here, especially with that fatal blow.
But the thing is, Tweedy's at that weird spot where Tweedy is just outside of fatal blow range, but definitely kill range if Gross gets a hit confirm, which he went for, but no! Oh, he's still alive.
Oh my word! No.
Had a breakaway. Here we go.
That was the read, throw or mid.
-3.
Hit the chip, last breath.
Oh my God!
He's alive! Guns! And he's got no meter for last breath.
There's no last breath on the screen! Oh my goodness!
That's so tragic. Gross had no last breath because it cost both bars of defense, but Tweedy had no defensive bar at all. That's match point for Gross. Tweedy had that!
And Tweedy used both. He used 2 very useful crushing blows in that round, too.
I'm absolutely shocked that he would not have, at least in that exact situation, you have a millisecond to throw that far sand. He actually has an option right there that beats it out.
Okay, the chop. It's not going to crushing blow now, but it's still going to give him good OT. Oh! Gross doesn't give a damn about that. That's going to be a crushing blow down 2 from the heavens.
It's not over yet. Another throw.
No attempt on the throw tech either, Tweedy. I think he's trying to be reserved. He doesn't want to get himself killed here, but Gross. This is a huge life lead for Gross to have, especially with like the crushing blows we know are gone now. Gross he hasn't got to worry about the sand trap as much anymore. He hasn't got to worry about blocking. He just has to worry about pressing buttons at bad times. And he's not doing that at all.
Yeah, that was the first time. Air guns! Oh boy, fatal blow coming this time from Tweedy.
I don't know about
so
this.
Far behind.
I mean, he was at match point. He's only got one potential hit left. You got to throw something out here. You got to get a little bit of momentum. You got to stop the bleeding.
Okay, okay.
Sand trap, okay. What's for breakfast here?
Okay, boys.
No! It actually worked! It actually worked! Are you kidding me?
Okay, so that was such a unexpected play when Gross is playing like so clean, so calculated.
Solid.
And then wake up fatal blow. My
that was
Lord.
tight.
Yeah,
Man,
sometimes
well played.
sometimes you just gotta do it. Sometimes you just gotta do it.
I mean, it was definitely unpredictable. I don't think any of us saw that coming right out of him.
Not in 1,000 years, Rip. Not in
That
1,000
was
years.
perfect.
But you know what that means? That means that Gross is going to be moving on in the winner's side of the bracket. He's going to be feeling good about that, but that was a perfect demonstration of A, Cassie, and B, how to play Mortal Kombat 11 with complete patience. Because against Geras,
I'm so fucking lit.
congratulations, Gross.
My
well
goodness.
done.
My goodness.
Well done, mate. Well done. But I think it was the perfect way to tackle a character because there's so much talk about Geras and someone like Tweedy who you know is going to be a real king at just exploiting what makes a character so crazy strong.
You good?
And if you can
Yeah, I'm
play
good.
around that, if you
I'm
can
playing
play
with my
around
heart
that, that's
today,
great.
though.
We talked about this, didn't we?
Did you say that you're playing with your heart today?
Yeah.
What that means, right, is
Were you not
we're
the past 2
actually
days?
we were
No.
chatting about this.
Okay.
We've chatted about this before. So we said that obviously Foxy is a Kung Lao player, kind
Right.
of by trade. I believe he's going to be deviating away from the cast. Obviously, we see it from Gross. We may not be seeing it from you today.
Nah, I mean, I've spent too much time jumping around characters that like none of them are complete enough. So I'm just gonna go with my guy.
Kung Lao.
Yeah.
Kung
Now,
Lao.
now, we actually talked about this yesterday too. You have an interesting first round. Unfortunately, on the lower bracket, going up against Tekken Master, who as is as a player, puts all of his time and effort into dissecting all these top tier characters that he knows is going to be used here at the Summit of Time.
Yeah,
Kung Lao's kind of a bit of a surprise, isn't he?
he is. He is. I mean, no one knows him. No one here knows him. He's not so bad, I guess. I mean, there's some things that could be fixed on him, but for now, I guess he'll do. At least compared to what I'm seeing here.
So we'll definitely have to see how that unfolds up against Tekken Master. If that is a character of
Yeah,
choice, he
and
could be
if it-
playing us. We don't know. Rock, paper, scissors, mafia. Anything is possible. I've learned not to trust anyone here.
I mean, Fox has had
anyone.
mind games from day one. I asked you which characters you were going to use on day one. You're like, Scorpion, Aaron Black, someone else. What? So, all right.
I didn't say that.
I'm pretty sure you did.
No, I'm pretty sure I did.
I got notes, man.
But yeah,
I believe I
Get the receipts, get the
I believe
receipts.
I for Scorpion before.
if
too,
it works out, it works out. If it don't, it don't. But you know, I gotta like
All right,
pick
guys,
something and like be certain with it.
The thing about you
You're-
and Tekken Master, I feel like both you guys haven't really found that character for yourselves yet. So I think it could go